So in the previous video we were talking about someone who seemed to have taken their own life around this very area. However, today we're going to be talking about something that's a bit more out there. Of course, I'm on about the train wreck that you can find at Granite Pass. Now, I'm sure many of you have seen this train wreck in the past, however, I'm sure it's also common knowledge that you can actually find yourself quite a hefty sum of money if you explore it. In order to find this train wreck, though, if you don't know where it is, you're going to want to head to about here on the map. Now, I recommend following the roads from Fort Wallace or Valentine to get there because it can be quite difficult to get to. There are a few ways down into the ravine where you will actually find this train wreck, however, you can't approach it from any angle and just get there easily. If you ride along the rails over the top of the ravine, you will know when you get there, there is a fairly big bridge that at one end there is a tunnel, and below it you will find the train wreck. If you ride along through the tunnel, you will eventually find a turn-off where you can head down a fairly steepish sort of decline where you can actually go down to the level where the train wreck is. The first thing you'll probably come across here is the engine, which looks like it's been here for at least a few decades. It's very rusted and looks like it's become part of the landscape. There's also no sign of any bodies, which you'd expect from a train wreck like this considering how high up the rails are. So it's very likely that those were cleared away shortly after the wreckage, and the wreck itself has been left here since because there's no actual practical means available to remove it. If you head up past the engine, you will find a carriage that is like relatively accessible, which you can get into, and to your left inside you will find a chest. In this chest there are certain valuables that you can take, including a jewellery bag, a billfold and a coin purse. Beyond this, however, there's not much else going on inside this carriage, and this chest is only really a taste of the treasures that you can actually find here. However, that's a little bit harder to get to, but I'm going to show you exactly how, so it'll be piss easy. So you'll notice this vertically standing carriage here, which you'll want to get inside as that's where you will find the rest of the treasure. Now, there is an entrance from the top, which is the only one that's actually accessible. So what you're going to want to do is position yourself over the carriage on the cliffs that it's resting on. So in order to do this, you'll run along the path, you'll find this little bit here. You'll want to run up and then grab hold of this. It'll treat it like a ledge and then you can pull yourself up. Then you'll want to jump back across this gap. Do mind, it might be a treacherous fall. And then you'll be just in the right position to just jump straight into the carriage from above. And then, right at the bottom of the carriage, you will find not one, but 2 gold bars, which is essentially just an easy $1,000 made right there. On top of this, you get some extra bits, but those extra bits aren't important. What's important here are the 2 gold bars that you'll find. And if you feel so inclined, you can treat this carriage like your new home. If you've ever lived in a bin, then you'll see this as a massive upgrade. Obviously, getting out of the carriage is much easier than getting in, so it's nothing to worry about there either. Anyways, back on to talking about this train wreck. Looking at the rails above on that bridge, it leaves me wondering how on earth did a train even get down into this ravine? It must have taken some serious effort to derail the train, and it's not even a sharp turn up there, so there's no real obvious hazard that could have caused an accident like this. So my mind quickly theorized, what if the bridge gave way or something? What if there was something else wrong that caused this crash? Because it makes more sense than the train jumping off of the bridge or being derailed somehow on it. Because I don't see how it could have derailed and wound up there, considering how the rail actually curves away from the crash site. So if a train did derail because of hitting a corner at too much speed, it would be on the other side of the bridge anyway. There are a lot of ways as to how a train could have fallen off of that track and landed here in some spectacular fashion. However, I doubt we'll find the one that actually happened. So though I think it's pretty obvious that we'll never know what quite happened to the train that happened to become the wreck here, or its passengers, or its operator. It seems to be a freighter, to be honest. At least we all know where to find some nice valuable treasure now. Anyways, there's nothing really else to investigate here, so I think I've detained you for long enough. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff. I'd really appreciate it. Let me know what you think happened that led to this train being down in the ravine. I'd like to know your theories on that as well. And also, if you have any suggestions for future videos in this series, then please do let me know down in the comment section. We're approaching 100 of these videos, and I think I'd like to hit that number because it'd be nice and satisfying, wouldn't it? But it's all dependent on whether or not there's actually stuff to investigate in the end of the day. Anyways, I will see you all very soon with another video at some point.